Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another 10 Car Tuesday episode. And today we are going to take a look at Kyosho Lamborghinis. Okay, so these are still, the piece needs to be freed on these because the outer box is open, but the inner blister is not. We're going to go ahead and 10 Car Tuesday these. We're going to go ahead and just open up 10 of these Lamborghini Kyoshos from Lamborghini Mini Car Collection 1. So I did a while back do an unboxing video on my Lamborghini set where it came in 20 cars, and we went ahead and opened them up and kind of just to see what was inside. So this first one we get is this Lamborghini Urraco. It was available in this weird kind of like purple color-ish, a red and a white. Of course, here we have it in the, I guess, what is it, magenta-ish. All right, so let's go ahead and open the blister up. So finally, I'm getting these open. I have room in my carny display case for these, so I'm going to go ahead and open them. We're going to unscrew them from the base and take a peek. So, usual fashion, it's just one screw. Some of these are going to roll, some of these will not. So here's our first model right here. Love the wheels on this model. The purple color or magenta, whatever, I don't even know how to describe the color, is really nice. These older Kyoshos are very, very prone to having some paint rashing go on. This particular one does not look to be bad, so that is very, very good that it's not totally paint rashed out. Some of these models that we're about to look at are going to have some of that on there. Not that I want to dwell on that because it's kind of unfortunately to be expected on this series of Kyosho, but yeah, have to mention it because it's there. All right, so the next one we're going to look at is also going to be a Urraco, and it's the other color that I have. It is the red one here. So let's go ahead and open it. So modern Kyoshos now are not sealed in a blister like this. They're usually, I guess the real modern ones are in an acrylic case. The latest ones that have come out. So here it is in red. Rolls good. Let me know what you guys like better. You like it in red better, or do you like it in this kind of magenta color? I'm actually going with the magenta color, whatever that is. I think that looks a little bit better. And you can kind of see here in the red there is some paint rashing going on. Basically what it is, I don't really necessarily know what causes it or anything, and someday I would like to maybe research and really find out what the deal is with that. But as you can see, it's just imperfections in the paint where it's not smooth. It doesn't look like smooth and glossy. If you look at it head on, that's what it is. That's paint rash. So originally when the car was probably released, it did not have this issue, and this issue developed over time. Now, these came out a while ago. I would say these cars are, I don't know, what, 15 years old or something like that. I forget. I did know the date at one point, and I totally forgot now. 2004, I think, is when these came out. So 16 years-ish, somewhere in there. So I don't think this thing's going to develop any worse of a rash than what it has, but it does have it. So the colors that seem to be the most prone to it, in my experience, are red and black. Those seem to be the worst ones. All right, this next casting we're going to look at is a really cool one. This is the Lamborghini Diablo Gtr, and I've got all three colors that were available with this, so we don't really need to look at the card, or I guess we will. So this is what's coming, a white and a yellow one after this orange one. This is the casting I was the most excited about when getting this set of cars, was this Diablo Gtr. Let's go ahead and open it. Out here. Ooh, this one screws in really tight. One thing I should say too is the cars that tend to suffer the least from the paint rash is anything with a metallic color. So this being metallic orange, and looking around the car, no paint rash whatsoever. This car is like perfect, and that is good because I really wanted this model. This model, for whatever reason, maybe because it's desirable, I'm not sure, but this model in particular from Series 1 is one of the more expensive Kyosho Lamborghinis to acquire. It tends to demand a little bit of a premium price compared to some of the others. This one does roll as well. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. This is an awesome model. Yeah, really cool. So it's got side mirrors. The side mirrors aren't really that spectacular in any of these Kyoshos. Typically, sometimes they're plastic and sometimes they're part of the body piece. And I think in this case, it's actually part of the body tooling. But man, that's a cool looking Diablo. Very, very cool. So lens detail, of course, all the way around. It's got, you know, the details you'd expect from Kyosho. This one has a lot of weight to it too. Plastic base though, it rolls. That's pretty awesome. All right, so there's that one, and the next one we're going to pull out is in yellow. Go ahead and put that right there so you can see it is sealed in the blister. We're going to go ahead and open it up. The blister's just popping right off of these. And here it is in yellow. We're going to take it off the base. We're going to look for the paint rash and stuff like that, see if we got another perfect model. Looking around, and yeah, there's a little bit. It's very hard to notice though, without looking real close at it. There's like nothing wrong with this side. This side has just like a little bit on the door, a little bubble and paint on the door. Again, very, very difficult to notice. Again, this is a really cool car. So it's weird because so the set actually contains more than 20 cars to get every single car in the set. It is, let's see here, 12, 20, I think there's 24. There's 24 cars in the set, so I'm missing 4 cars from it. So you get every casting, so there's 24 cars. That means there is, 3 of each? 8, so there's 8 castings. And 3 colors each of each casting. So you're only going to get 2 of some of them if you buy a case of these cars. The cases of these cars are not cheap, guys. I just was lucky enough to have a little YouTube money at the time and decided to go ahead and just pull the trigger on a case of these cars, which I think I got them actually for a really good price. Considering that these models, these little Lambos here, the GTRs, those usually go for, I don't know, I want to say like $30 or something like that each. So just these 3 models alone, if I were to buy them off of eBay, it'd probably be around $90. Here is another one in white. So let's pop it off the blister. And take a peek at this guy. This one appears to be in really good shape too. So that is one thing you do need to be aware of. Read the descriptions of Kyoshos good, because sometimes if they do have any paint issues, if the seller's a really good seller, it will be mentioned that it has issues. They'll call it paint float, I think is what I've seen it called. Peeking around for this one, and this one looks really good. There's just a slight little bit right here in the door, and that's it. But I am satisfied with that. Put this up just a little bit here. This one rolls as well. It's just a really nice looking Lambo. So I've got it in all 3 colors. So I was really happy to pull all 3 colors out of that box. So we'll set those aside. I think my favorite of the 3 is probably this orange one. I really like this orange one. It's cool. I don't have many orange cars in the collection, so that one is pretty neat. All right, next casting is, this is another one. I wish I would have got all 3 colors of this, but I only ended up getting 2. Here's the 3 it was available in: orange, red, and yellow. It's the Lamborghini Countach Lp 400, 1974. And the first color here, I just said I don't have many cars in orange. Here is an orange Countach Lp 400. This is a really cool one. This Kyosho casting also, I believe, was only used in this Series 1, so it is also a tough one, kind of, to get, or not really necessarily tough to get, but if you do find it, it's going to be one of the more pricey ones. And it's a really nice model. And just looking for paint rashing issues. It's got a very, very subtle amount. Happy with it. That is, I mean, very, very little. You'd be very hard pressed to notice it, even if I took some detailed pictures of it. I just know how to like hold it right in the light just to find it right away, because I've looked at so many of these Kyosho cars and the issues of paint rash. Looks pretty good. The cut right here in the fender, or the way that was molded, looks a little off in the front on this side. Looks perfect on this side. Just pointing that out. Look how flat this wedge is. That original Countach is just a crazy looking car. All right, and then next, what color did I get? Is it going to be red or yellow? It is yellow. So I'll go ahead and pull this one off the blister and take a picture. There she is. Unscrew it from the base. Man, quite a long, look at how long the screw is that they put inside of that car. It's crazy. And here it is in yellow. Again, looks pretty good. There's a couple of little paint rash, little spots in here. I said I wasn't going to be preoccupied about mentioning that, but looks like we are going to be preoccupied about looking for it and mentioning it, which is fine. Really cool. You know, I would love to see like Tomica Limited Vintage start tackling some of these Lambos. I would think I would just die. It would be just so amazing. The other diecast company I would love to see maybe do some Lambos, and I know it's like, this is a crazy thought, right? But like Auto World. If Auto World was to start getting into like some Euro cars, some Italian cars, and did some real classics, like this Countach, that would be something I would be extremely excited for, and I think a lot of collectors would be extremely excited about it. They don't necessarily have to do exotics all the time, like Lambos and stuff like that, but some Euro cars would be really neat to come out of Auto World. Anyway, these are real cool. Both of them are really cool. I probably prefer the one in orange. I think the one in orange looks pretty awesome. I wouldn't mind having the one in red, so if I do ever find it at a good price, I might end up picking it up just to complete the trio. But very, very cool. I kind of wish they would have put out one in white. That's, for some reason, I think I would be more of a fan of that. All right, last casting in the last 3 cars for today's 10 Car Tuesday is the Lamborghini Countach LP 5000S. And this is the poster Countach. Very beautiful car. I've got all 3 colors. We're going to start with black. Ermagerd. That is a beautiful car. Alright, so these ones, to be straight up, full disclosure, have a little bit of paint rash on each one of them. I've inspected these in the bubble, as much as I could. And they do have a little bit. Now this black one's going to be tough to see. If I had light shining like directly on it, again in the right angle, it would be really obvious that it's got some paint rashing in. There you go. See that? Now you can see like that not smooth surface right there. And I told you black and red are the two colors, it seems, that are the most. So you can see it right there too. Whenever you see glare on it, you can see it. If you don't see glare on it, it's really not noticeable. Like right in this position like this, you really can't tell that it's there. It's just something I know is there, so it bothers me a little bit, but it's to be expected with these, unfortunately. Anyway, really beautiful car. Just an awesome... I think this is pretty much going to be everybody's favorite Countach. It looks really mean in black. Let's see here. The next one, and this is the only release I believe that they released the Countach in. The next one is the LP 500S in white. This one I had already ripped open because I ripped it open during the unboxing video just to check out one of these. So this is literally like the poster car in white. And here it is. Looks pretty good. As far as the paint rashing goes, it doesn't really look... Yeah, there's a little bit on that door side. Other than that, it's really non-existent. One thing that looks weird on this model that doesn't look as weird on the black is the way that that front wheel well is. And the back too, a little bit. They just look a little strange and a little bit off from the real car. If you see what I'm saying. Oh, the other weird thing too is this like has an A pillar that's like bent in. See that right there? So this one's not perfect by any means, but the black one, this one looks a lot better. The everything looks better about it. Both wheel wells not having that weird issue. The only thing that does have is of course some paint rashing. So alright, so there's those two, and the last and final one is it in red. So here it is in red. So this is the other color that is very susceptible to paint rash. We're going to open it up and check it out. And yep, right on the top, right on the roof. I got some. It seems to also occur more in, areas of the car that have a lot more surface area. So you seem to get it like on the flat side of the doors, or on the roof of the car, or on the hood of the car. Tends to be where you will see it the most. And again, the way this car is cut up, it just looks a little bit off. Something about that front wheel well bothers me a little bit. Something about it is like just not the right proportion or angle. I can't put my finger on it. I have to look at the actual car to kind of tell. But still looks really cool. So I had to pick a favorite out of the three. It's definitely going to be the black one. The black one is the coolest looking one, meanest looking one. I quite like it a lot. But this is a really cool 10 Car Tuesday just to look at all these Lambos. So as you can see, if I hold it at the right angle, you can see a little bit of paint rashing on the hood and a bunch on the roof of the car. It really looks like it only is like affecting the clear coat or whatever, if there is a clear coat. It's the gloss part of the paint. I don't understand what causes it. I'm really not sure. Some people have said humidity. I just don't believe that to be true, because I know that there's a lot of people that have just stored their collection, taken care of their collection quite well, and then it has developed over time no matter what they've done, if it's been in a dry place, if they've never touched it, if it was packaged the whole time. So it appears to be something with the manufacturing process or something that happens when they're painting the cars, or if there's contaminants left on the metal before they're painted. I'm really not 100% sure what's going on there, but I don't think it has really anything to do with environmental conditions after the fact. You know, even if you put oily fingerprints on your cars, I don't think that that necessarily is going to be anything but really a nuisance for trying to wipe them off. Anyway, really cool car. So just to recap real quick, my favorites are the Countachs and that Diablo Gtr. The Urraco is pretty cool too. Urraco, I don't know how to pronounce it. But definitely, this may be my favorite one of the entire group. It's just so awesome. It's going to take fantastic pictures too. But I'll go. Alright. So, very, very awesome. Thank you guys again for tuning in to another 10 Car Tuesday episode. If you like these episodes, please check out the playlist. We've gone through so many brands. Hot Wheels, Greenlight. We've done all sorts of stuff. Auto World, Johnny Lightning. I even did one episode, I think, on M2, which is the brand I don't really collect much of. Yeah, what we do is we open up 10 cars on a Tuesday, and we check them out, take a look at them together. Let me know which one of these was your favorite in the comments down below. All right, got a jet. Sounds like the kids are screaming and giving my wife a hard time upstairs, so I better get up there. Have a good one.